Hi all, welcome to another video of Berg Performance, and in this video we will show you and let you hear one of the best sounding exhaust systems available on the market for the S58 engines, what the technical details are for the development of this exhaust system and why it has been developed, and you can literally hear the exhaust system in this video. So please enjoy. So there are a lot of different types of exhaust systems available for the S58 engines. This specific exhaust system is the real equal length exhaust system, including an X-pipe for the S58 engine. What does it mean, equal length? Equal length means that the exhaust flow or the exhaust volume through each of the pipes, so the left-hand bank and the right-hand bank, are equal length and that they are producing the same amount of volume of air going through this exhaust system. So why has this equal length system brought to the market in the first place? Just like the S55 engines in the previous vehicles, these S58 engines, the catalytic converters, so the downpipes in essence, are not equally length. To compensate this difference in length, you have to make some kind of a wiggle in one of the banks to generate a real equal length exhaust system for these cars. What we have done, we have completely removed the downpipes from the car until this point, so until the point where it connects to the back box of the vehicle, and we literally filled it with liquids to see what the volume in both of the exhaust banks would be. What we have discovered, and this is the real story behind it, is that this side is shorter than the other side, so we have to lengthen this by making this curve in the exhaust system to make it equal length. What you see on the market nowadays, and this is not the same exhaust system, it is called as well an equal length system, is that this side is being made longer by removing this middle bypass pipe, putting it in this part underneath the car and then giving it a wiggle. That is not making that exhaust system an equal length. It does sound good, there's nothing wrong with the sound, but it doesn't give any benefits for the real equal length system that we have here underneath this car. So please let me make that clear. It is not possible to delete this part and then making it longer here again. It just gives the same amount of not equal length that it was like out of the factory. This system has been developed in a way that it is real equal length. We have also fitted smaller silencers on this equal length system. If you're, for example, getting a catalyst downpipe or sport catalytic converter downpipe, then we are making these bigger, otherwise the sound is not beautiful in my sense. It's now producing a very deep, naturally sounding sound with a little bit higher of a pitch, but in a good way, in an OEM way. So this is now fitted with the stock catalytic converters, the stock downpipes. Then we can make the silencers a little bit smaller. Then when we go further from the downpipe, you can see that this is a real X that has been generated here to give the higher pitch of a tone in this exhaust system setup. There are a lot of exhaust systems for these cars. We also have been fitting the Miltech X-pipe, that's not equal length, but the Miltech single X-pipe solution on our own BMW M3. That's not the M2, but the M3. There's a clone or something like that, which is being pretended as it is a equal length system, but it isn't. This is the only system that exists, and it is not on the market anywhere else because we put it on these cars. We produce this ourselves together with our partner. In my opinion, this really is the way to go if you really want a real equal length system with the beautiful generated sound and the quality that we offer for these exhaust systems. What we also do offer as an official dealership here in the Netherlands for SST valve controllers is that we can fit this system on the OEM exhaust valves. So this is the connector for the original exhaust valve on which we are going to place this system. Why? Because as you can see here, there are 4 buttons. The A stands for 100% open. The B is for 100% closed. The C, this is an interesting one. If you press the C button, the original valve management system of the BMW will be engaged again. So how BMW has developed this exhaust system with the valves half opening, half closing, so the variable valve control will be generated. And the D will stand for 50% open or 50% closed. Is the glass half full or is the glass half empty? How you would like to interpret it. This is also what we're going to fit on this car. This is our own BMW M2 to showcase it to you guys. It really sounds awesome. Just another thing is that we also delete the OPFs here in Europe with this exhaust system, of course, and we can program it out accordingly, so you won't get any fault codes or something like that. We are not using external modules. We are not using external cables to disable the OPF system. And yes, indeed, the factory warranty will stay in place regarding the software part. My cameraman was telling me, yeah, we don't have any footages of this BMW M2 making donuts. I don't like to ruin my car. I don't like to ruin these expensive tires. But guys, if you want to see donuts, for you, I will do it. But in this video, it will not be included. So we will add a poll or a voting underneath this video. You can decide, should I do donuts? Yes or no? Just vote. Welcome to our own BMW M2. I will just open up the settings for you guys so you can see what I do prefer in my driving modes. Well, it's not set up perfectly yet. I will just switch it to comfort steering with Sport Plus engine and Sport for the suspension. Put it in M1. There we go. Alright, so what do we have here? This is the BMW M2 G87. This is our own car. We did not tune it yet because simply it doesn't make sense to tune this car in this terrible weather, and it started raining already. We were rushing so much with the cameraman to get that sunshine in the video. But as you can see, everything is gray again, and this is typical the Netherlands. But yeah, nothing to do, we'll just enjoy. We have fitted this car with our X mid pipe. Listen to this. And yes, it is very slippery. So what did we do to this car? We have changed the software of this vehicle to the LCI model. And what does it mean? This car in stock has 460 horsepower and 550 Newton meters of torque, and now it is producing 480 horsepower and 600 Newton meters of torque. You say like, hey, listen, that's only 20 horsepower difference. What does it matter? Well, it matters 0.9 of a second from the 100 to 200. Why is it that much? Well, simple. You shouldn't look at only horsepower numbers, and also not only to torque numbers, but the way the power is delivered. So the power band of the car is very important. The 50 Newton meters extra that this car has, it has it over the whole power band. So for example, the turbo kicks in around 2,000 RPM, 3,000 RPM or something like that. And from there until red line, it has more power. And that makes a significant difference on the acceleration number, the feel of the car, and the power delivery. Also, we have flashed the transmission software with the CSL software. So not XHP or something like that, but the CSL software itself is like perfect. It's like it doesn't give you. Oh, wait a minute. Oh! This car is very cool. The XHP software sometimes has the, I don't know, the weird kicks that it delivers. It's too harsh in some cases, but you need it for the torque limiters when you're tuning this car, but we didn't. So we only flash it with CSL software. The torque limiters are exactly the same as it was. It just shifts very, very fast. It is a big difference compared to the stock transmission software, and it doesn't have the disadvantages that, for example, sometimes XHP has with the stage 3 or even stage 2 software setup. But yeah, for that you also have like custom tunes available for XHP as well. So there is a remedy for it. This exhaust setup, this is the best sounding exhaust setup that you can get on the S58, period. But it depends on a few things, like, for example, do you have the stock catalytic converters? Do you have the stock backbox, the muffler? Yes, we have the stock cats, and we have the stock muffler in place. And this X pipe, it doesn't sound raspy. Believe me, maybe in the video it will sound raspy. It just doesn't. It has so much of a deep tone to the sound delivery. It is very deep, and it just screams at the top end. Some people even compare it to a Porsche GT3 RS sound a little bit with the tone. It's not exactly the same, it can't be, but it has, I don't know what it is. It just gives some kind of tone to it that it sounds very nice. And it started snowing. This is wet snow. The car already gave a warning that's 2.5 degrees right now. So snow means that I will just turn off the traction control a little bit, not fully, and as you can see, it's already spinning its wheels up a little bit. It's cool. So the sound, it's a unique soundtrack for the S58 platform. We have a lot of different exhaust setups for this car. Also our single mid pipe, which I'm a very big fan of because it also has a very deep tone to it. This sounds a little bit more sophisticated. I don't know what it is, but the tone delivery is just perfect. We are also going to fit our the SST valve controller on this vehicle. So when you're, for example, cruising around in sport mode at low RPM, at this specific moment the valves close. Even though that you're in sport mode, it doesn't matter. With the SST valve controller, we can just decide for ourselves if we want it open or closed. You can find it in our web shop. See the link below or above at the top right corner. And it makes a significant difference on these cars as well. As I was mentioning, this exhaust also, and with this setup for the engine and for the transmission, it doesn't harm any warranty related tasks. Wheel spin. Cool. We just have a little bit more power, better software for the transmission, better exhaust sound, and it makes this car complete as a daily driver. Yes, we can extract 750 horsepower out of the stock hardware with the right amount of fuel without ethanol, but wheel spin. Very cool. Also, you can see, look at the power figure. So it should be showing 600 Newton meters right now. 600 and 480 horsepower, but I cannot do that right now because it's a little bit busy on the road. But what I can do is something else. So I did not completely disable the traction control. It's an MDM mode right now, so I can do a little bit. Little bit of skids. Was it okay, cameraman? Woo! It is so easy, this car. Also, I want to mention one other thing. So not only this video is about the exhaust sound, which you will hear very clearly, I have owned the G80 M3. I sold that car and bought this M2 G87, and I bought a G80 M3 again because I had the chance to do it. So I was lucky enough to be able to get another M car in our garage. But I have to say, and I swear to God, the M2 is the better car. Now you're going to... This is just power sliding, it's not drifting, by the way. So now everyone is going to hate me, like, how the hell can an M2 be better than an M3? Well, it depends on what you consider as to be better. So the M2 shares the same suspension as the M3. The track width is the same. The only difference is the soft and the harshness of the dampers. The M2 is a little bit softer in the rear and harsher in the front end. And it is 10 centimeters smaller. That's like this amount, 10 centimeters. But besides that, the car just feels very composed. I mean, it has a shorter wheelbase compared to the M3, and it makes this kind of stuff very easy to do without being dangerous. But also, it just does feel a little bit more subtle. I don't know what it is. It's more comfortable and less harsh than the M3 was. My M3 was an X-Drive version, so the X-Drive is already less pointy than an rear-wheel driven or rear-wheel drive M3 or M2, but the M2 just feels better. Also in daily driving, I have driven the M3 G80 for a year, so I really do know. This is very cool. Right next to the McDonald's drifting. I mean, the people would love it there. But I'm just really happy, and I think the M2 is a very underestimated car. The engine is also the same, the transmission is the same. I mean, the 100 to 200 with this 480 horsepower is 8.15 seconds, 8.1, 8.2, it doesn't matter that much. So it's also giving you the same amount of power. The only part, of course, where the M3 is better is like, okay, you can have it with X-Drive, you can have it with 2 back doors extra. I don't care, I just like to drive in this car myself, and as BMW drivers never have friends, that's what they say, I don't even care that they cannot sit in the back, so I don't mind. This car just looks amazing. Also the front end of the car, it's a beast. It really is a beast. This specific car is also fully spec'd. The only thing it doesn't have is the carbon buckets, but I did not want the carbon buckets in this car as a daily driver. I have them in the M2 G80 though. They're still comfortable, but a little bit pain in the ass to get in and out of. That's the only part. But this one has the carbon pack. It has a head-up display. It has like the carbon roof, the electric seats, and also these seats with the blue and the red elements in them. They just look so sexy. I really love it. Other than that, I think this is a wonderful car. The exhaust sound, I will just shut up now a little bit so you can hear it. We have zero traction. That's where the M3 would be better, but this is so much more fun. And yes, I was regulating the throttle and it was still spinning its wheels because the rear tires are completely done. We have 2 new Michelins in the shop. I have to fit them, but for this purpose, this is the reason why I leave them on the car. So yeah, the exhaust sound I think is really great. We also have the H-pipe solution, but it's a personal thing, of course. It's not a better or worse thing. In my opinion, the X-pipe is the best sounding mid-pipe solution from ourselves. So maybe other suppliers also have an X-pipe solution, but how we configured it is that it is an equal length setup with an X-pipe within it. And besides that, I also received a question from one of the followers like, hey, maybe it's still restrictive because it has like the bend at the front of the exhaust in it. Well, I don't know what is called restrictive. This car is capable of doing 750 horsepower at least with the stock engine setup on 102 ROM and 920, 930 horsepower on 98 ROM. And that is still on the stock hardware. So I don't see this as something restrictive because it just isn't. It is really flowing in a perfect way and just gives you the best exhaust sound that you can get. Aquaplaning, of course. I hope the cameras are still holding on. On the outside of the car. These are action cameras, right? They shoot. So yeah, as I was mentioning, if you're looking for a great exhaust setup on your M2 or M3 G8X platform, I would call it, consider this pipe. Consider this exhaust setup because it is really good. It really is. It makes me smile. I only get positive comments from everyone, like literally everyone that hears it in real life. Oh, this is so good. Sorry, cameraman. Yeah, let's turn around. Let's do it in style. Yeah, the car slid, sorry. It was not my... sorry. It was not meant to happen, but it just slipped out of my hand because it's so wet outside. So yeah, I will end the POV here, let you listen to a few soundtracks, and I'm sure that you will like it. If you don't, just let me know, but seriously, you have to hear it in real life. This is a very beautiful little village. This is it. This is like We just entered the village and now we're heading out of it already. But look at this. This is so cozy. It's very narrow here. Oh. Why the hell is it raining? Ah, I think I see sunlight there. Maybe. It's very slippery. Bicycle. Let's slow down a little bit. There we go. So this guy is coming here right now. Little donut. We deserved it. And it stopped raining at the end of the review. Just listen to that sound. Like, look, listen. I'm just going to moderately accelerate in sports mode. So I will just show you that one as well. So it's in sports mode. Just so sweet. Oh my god. Hey birdies, hello. Swan, he was waving at me. So thank you all very much for watching again. Let me know what you think about this exhaust setup. Let me know what you think about my driving capabilities. It's so terrible outside. It was so warm and now it's like Anyway, you can literally see the clouds going that way, blocking the sun, and we are freezing here right now. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Please let me know if you liked it. Just like this video, of course, and seriously, if you ever consider of buying a BMW M2, just do it. This is one of the greatest cars that BMW has ever made. Indeed, I'm saying it out loud right now. I have driven a lot of BMWs, and for this specific time and moment that we are living in this generation, in all the emission regulating things and all the modern technology, this car is amazing. Thank you, BMW. See you next time. Bye bye.